Welcome to No One Asked, the podcast where we talk about things literally no one asked us about.
We're two friends, two realtors, and way too many opinions.
Life, real estate, and whatever chaos shows up.
No one asked, but we're saying it anyway.
So last week we discussed 100% financing with USDA, and we mentioned the fact that this isn't for everybody, although because of the requirements. So today we wanted to kind of bring up another route.
Right. We want to talk about FHA loans and that there is a possibility for them to also
Get
be 100% financing. I don't know the income limits on those.
They are.
I know there's income limits, but
there is income limits. There are income limits. I'm not sure which is correct grammar.
There are income limits.
I don't know. Neither sounds right. That's why I'm sitting here going, which one?
What?
The income limits
apply.
Income limits apply. We'll find it and put a link somewhere.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah. So FHA loans can require either a 3.5% down payment.
Yes.
Or if you qualify, you could do a down payment assistance, which means you could also have a 0% down loan if you borrow the down payment.
Yeah, and the thing with that is here in Kentucky, that's a Kentucky Housing Down Payment Assistance. So there is income limits with that. So even though you might qualify for FHA, you don't automatically qualify for the down payment assistance.
Right.
But, it's 3.5% down versus, a lot higher amount. So that's a good thing. But with Kentucky Housing here, you do have to meet their requirements. But that down payment assistance, they will give you up to $12,500 right now. Of course, that can always change if they change their guidelines. But that it's considered a second loan, but it's at a much lower rate than the regular loan is, and it really adds like $100 to the payment.
Right. Or it's a separate. Actually, it's a separate payment.
It is a separate payment,
but if you're looking at your whole budget in general,
right? Well, and that's how you don't have to have any money out of pocket for that, and you will pay your payment the same place every time, I think, but that is a separate payment which you can pay off early without any penalties.
Right.
So then your payment suddenly goes down $100.
FHA loans
stands for Federal Housing Administration.
Oh, good job.
I'm saying that because everybody thinks it's first time home buyer, and that's fine. I hear it all the time.
I've never heard that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I hear it all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I got one of them first-time home loans, and it's FHA. First-time home. See?
Yeah.
So it's actually Federal Housing Administration, and not that matters.
And that's not restricted to counties like USDA was restricted to counties. FHA is nationwide.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
You can use it anywhere unless there's something we have not heard of. But for the most part, in our
area, you can buy FHA.
And it's definitely one of the bigger loan types that people use all the time.
Oh, for sure. We were talking about saving 20% down, how that's no longer a requirement, but it's easy for somebody to save 3.5% down. They get taxes back. They save them for a couple of years. You stock a little bit after each paycheck or put it in, an account, to a money market account or something like that. It's easy to grow at 3.5% versus the traditional old school 20%.
And something else that's interesting about FHA is they're more forgiving credit-wise.
True.
Now this is an extreme case, and I'm going to say this, and there's going to be a lot of people who will think that, no, this is not right. But with FHA, you can have a credit score in the 500s and actually still get an FHA. Now, what's causing it to be in the 500s may dictate whether or not you can get approved, but it can happen. It's much more forgiving credit-wise and debt to income. So you can actually have more debt than you can with USDA. So that's one of the positives. If you're on that line and you could do USDA and get this amount, but you could do FHA and get the house you wanted because it's a little bit higher, then you've got to decide which way you want to go.
Right. And both you and I work with lenders that also help with credit repair.
Yes.
Like if someone comes to me today and they aren't quite ready credit-wise to buy a house, then I can connect them with a lender that will give them a plan. Yes. And say, hey, in 3 months' time, we're going to rescore you if you do these steps. And that has been a lifesaver for so many people.
I had the best success story ever.
Let's hear it.
This past year, I had a girl contact me about wanting to try to get a loan or whatever. She was unapproved. The lender gave her a plan. And I kid you not, this was her first house. Now she does have a good job, things like that. But this is the first house she's ever bought. We got her credit fixed, and she was actually, that was in January, and he had kind of predicted 6 months or so. She was approved by April and could go up to like 350.
Oh my gosh.
No, really, like seriously. And
Yeah.
I was so excited for her.
Yeah.
And then she got to take her time and get what she really wanted. But she didn't just buy the first thing she could. She
Well, good for
waited,
her.
and she waited till she found the right one.
Yeah.
But that was such a success story, and that's how it can happen. She was actually ahead of her plan.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to be diligent. But if your lender tells you no, what I tell everyone is, okay, if they say no, say, all right, cool.
Why?
What do I have to do to make it a
Right.
yes? If
Right.
they don't, if that lender doesn't give you a plan, then you call
You
someone
move
else.
on.
Someone
Exactly.
who wants to help you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because we're not in the business of just selling houses. We're in the business of helping people.
absolutely. And
You know?
there's nothing more gratifying, I don't think, than being able to help someone get from that point. Like, it was so
Yeah.
exciting for me to get to be
What
a
an
part of that.
accomplishment.
Yeah, and she did it. Like, she did it all.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest thing. If it's a no right now, doesn't have to be a no forever. You got to start where you are, is what I always say. Back to FHA. The houses still have to have certain guidelines,
Right. That's what's
just like USDA.
Yes. Yes.
So that renovation project that you are dying to get your hands on,
Mm-hmm.
well, there's a different product for that they can do FHA, but it is not what we're discussing here.
No.
And it's a whole different animal.
No.
So
Yes. We won't even
we're not going to
dangle
talk about that
carrot.
today.
No.
If you have a traditional FHA, again, like USDA, no broken windows, roof can't be leaking, pipes can't be leaking, no peeling paint.
Right. And then safety requirements like handrails on going down staircases.
Yeah, there's a certain height.
There's a certain height for porches, and
Yes.
that doesn't need a handrail, or it does need a handrail.
Or a railing all around
or
the
a
porch.
railing all over the porch. Yes.
That has to be built on after the house was built.
Yeah.
Yes, been there, done that.
Brand new construction that
Brand
had
new,
to have it. Yeah.
Brand new, had to. Those are the little things that are a minor inconvenience, but still a great thing for everyone. And it just ensures your house is safe.
And 99% of the time, we get it worked out. You know? I mean, hardly ever do we let something like a handrail kill the deal.
Yes.
It might hurt our pocketbook a little bit, but you know.
And it might be the ugliest handrail you've ever seen.
But by gosh, it is within code.
It might be 2 pieces of plywood. 2x4s, right like that. But it will get done. And most of the time we can spot those items beforehand.
Yes.
The steps are a little bit tricky because you could have one right there on that edge of the height, and it all depends on your appraiser.
Yeah, it sure does.
If they cite it or not.
Yeah.
So, but that is one good thing. Being seasoned, we've learned what to look for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the positives with FHA. Like I said, you can have a lower credit score. You can make more money. You can have higher debt, if that's a good thing or not. There are some great attributes to FHA loans that people can take advantage of.
So from last week's podcast and this week's podcast, we've talked about 2 different loans.
Mm-hmm.
One being, we're just going to recap, one being USDA, which is you don't need any money down. That's
except for closing
except
costs.
for closing
no
costs.
deposit,
no down payment. No down payment. FHA requires a 3.5% down payment, but there is a branch off of FHA where you could borrow your down payment.
Yes. And not to get too technical on this, with Kentucky Housing, there actually is another program that goes with that down payment assistance, that if you buy properties that are located within certain census tracts,
right,
you actually get a bigger break either in your interest rate or the income guidelines for that too. So ask us about that. We know where those hot spots are. And it's a very weird system. It's based on literally census tract.
Right. I know. I don't understand
it
either. I don't understand it either.
But my daughter took advantage of it last year, and her rate was lower than it would have been if she hadn't bought that area. And she loves her house.
Yeah. It was what they were looking for.
It's exactly what they were looking for.
Just happened to be in that area.
Yeah, we didn't even realize it.
I remember you came to me and you're like, listen.
You're not going to believe what this is.
Yeah.
So I have that parameter saved on my computer, so I can actually look and see, okay, is this house on that border or is it not? Yeah, I'm not saying to go for a house that's just there, but if the one you like is there, totally take advantage of that.
Or if you're open to living anywhere and you're fine with, most of these are in town.
They're in town. Well, some of them. There's a few that are in like a little subdivision.
Really?
Yeah. There's a couple of areas.
Yeah.
You'll have to message us to find out.
Right. But, if you're open to living anywhere, then this could be a big perk for you. I know sometimes people are very specific, like they want north end or south end, stuff like that, school districts or close to the interstate. But if you're open to living anywhere, that could be a benefit for you.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's another little hidden gem. And that's why whenever you find a lender that's well-versed in the different programs and different things that are out there, they can kind of fit you in where you work the best or give you ideas. Like that program my daughter got or was in, we didn't even know it existed. And he's like, oh yeah, let me just tell you, this is great. So
how many years? And how many years have we been doing this?
This is 26.
And 17. And we just found this out last year.
And now it is saved to my search because I'm going to know if a house is in that. If you can, I mean, I can almost tell you exactly where they are.
Right.
There's a little border I'm not sure of, but I can just plug it in and find out. So, definitely something that if you are trying to get into a house with little money down, these are 2, 3-ish options that would be great for you.
For sure. And the nice thing about contacting us,
always,
is that we both have a method of sitting down with somebody and talking to them first, or just talking to them over the phone or FaceTime or whatever, finding their needs and not just like, woohoo, yeah, let's go looking at houses. Like, I'm not going to show somebody a house that that they can't afford.
Well, I've done it.
Well, I have too. But I've learned, I've learned to like really hone in on, like, meet with them, let them ask questions. And sometimes we meet at the house and we talk at the house, but I always have that conversation with them. And then I'm going to find out their needs and their wants and then send them to some lenders to see what their options are.
Well, and the other side of that too is you're going to hear everybody talk about getting pre-approved. Realtors won't show you unless you are. That's not true. I mean, it's every realtor's decision whether they want to or not. I have found that it's better to meet with people and assess their needs and then say, okay, before we go further. But my thing with that is I don't want someone to fall in love with a house because they think they know what this payment is or they think they could do it and then find out their actual budget is 50% of that.
Right.
Like, and I literally did this. I will never forget for years and years ago. I asked someone to get pre-approved repeatedly but they were friends of mine and I wasn't worried about it. They were looking in prices like, oh no, this is fine. I can do this. The house they bought was literally less than 50% of what they were looking at.
Oh,
and it was bad because nothing looked the same.
Right.
And that's just something you don't want to set the bar so high and then you're going to be disappointed in what you can have, or if you just start off where you need to be, you're not setting that expectation.
You're not getting your heart broken.
Right.
Because you fell in love with this house that you can't afford the payment.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I've been there. It's not fun.
Oh,
I know you have too.
I have been there. It was ugly. I was sad. I think I cried a lot. Actually, it's been a long time ago, but it was a lot. So, but we've all been there. We've all been in that stage where you're gaining your momentum and your credit and your income. You're doing your grow up or your reboot on your finances. So, and that's something else that we do too. Is if it's no right now, don't be embarrassed. Don't go away. Don't not tell us. We have been there.
Yes. Yes, we've all been told no. And it's just like, okay, what do I need to do?
Life happens.
Yeah.
And credit's a constantly evolving thing.
Yes.
So if you speak with one of us or your realtor or whatever, don't be embarrassed. Be honest and say, yeah, this is what they said, because we can do a better job for you if we know what the situation is.
And we don't judge. I don't even think about it. If somebody tells me like, hey, I can't get approved, I'm like, okay.
Sure.
So what time frame do they give you?
Yeah.
You
So
know?
I'm going to set a reminder. Hey,
Right.
we're going to check in.
Right. Because, like I said, we've all been told no.
Oh, yeah. So it is not even a thing.
I'll be told no again.
That's what I tell people. It's like, I've been told no before, and I am sure I will be
Yep.
again. It is
Yep.
fine. So,
Absolutely.
because life happens.
It does.
Yeah. So if, you have any questions about these loans there's probably a few other ones, but these are the ones that we see the most often in our
Yes.
area.
Yes.
Don't you agree?
Yes. Yes.
So,
I mean, there's your traditional, like conventional and all that kind of stuff, but we do see USDA and FHA loans quite a
Kentucky
bit.
housing.
Kentucky housing.
That's probably our top 3 that we see here in this area.
Mm-hmm. VA loans.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
we can talk about those
We could
next
talk
week.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tune in next week.
Oh, that's 100% too.
Mm-hmm. Only for veterans, though.
Yes. Yes, and not if you or your spouse had to be in the service. So, we're USAA, or I think you can, piggyback off of your parents.
Yeah.
You cannot do that I'm aware of with VA loans.
I don't think you can either. Tune in next week and we will talk about VA loans.
Yes.
How about that?
That sounds good to me.
All right.
Well, we said what we said.
We'll do it again next time. No one asked.